Hi everyone, Eric here, and I had some thoughts that I wanted to share. Actually, a few of them are going to be more questions, really. So, right now, we're going to be a day away from the election, and I just wanted to comment real quick on and address a few people whose minds probably haven't been made up yet. First, I get it. There's a lot being said about who you should vote for, and it's a lot to take in right now, and a lot of people will probably not want to do that. There's a lot of direction of voting for Kamala Harris, and I can gather that some people would probably not vote or feel more inclined to vote for Trump because of all of it. And I get also that things under Biden's presidency haven't been perfect, and I'm very sorry if one of you are listening, if anyone hurt by that is listening to this. I know that he's struggled to make good on his promises, on all the things that he set out to do, and for some people he was not able to do that. So I get that, I get your anger, I get your frustration. But now is not the time to be hung up on that. I just have to say that this election is asking a lot of questions right now, and all of them are about what our country should be and what direction we should go on from here. Do you want clean air to breathe? Do you want clean water to drink? Are our national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and incredible natural landscapes worth preserving? Should certain animals continue to be protected from going extinct? Do you think that the more powerful and more frequent and more intense hurricanes, tropical storms, and droughts are a problem that need to be addressed? Do you think a woman should have the right to make choices about her own health and her body? Should families have the resources to sustain themselves? Do you think that the wealthiest 1% should pay their fair share? Or do you think they should get a tax break and tax cuts that the rest of us should compensate for? Do you want to be able to vote and have your vote matter? Or do you think that the Republican-controlled Congress and Trump-packed Supreme Court should be the ones dictating this? Do you think immigrants should have a means of being able to enter the country legally and support themselves and their families? Do you think that the people of Ukraine have a right to defend themselves? Do you think women, black people, immigrants, the LGBTQ plus community should have any rights at all? Because make no mistake on this, everything I just mentioned right now is under attack from Trump and Project 2025. If you don't believe me, please look it up and read about it. They have all manner of details and plans on how they will go about this if Trump wins the presidency this year. And one thing you can't do is think you're safe in all of this or isolated from the effects of it, because it's the nature of these things to gradually whittle its way down towards you. The nature of living under dictatorships and fascist regimes is that they always want a bad guy. And it starts with the things that you don't really think about a lot of times, the things you don't really approve of, and the things you don't care about. And then it just gradually pushes its way towards you. And the circle around you just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And then who's left? The non-believers. The people who disagree no matter how much. No matter how small. And that's what they did in Nazi Germany. It's what they do in Russia and North Korea. And Trump has talked a lot about these leaders, world leaders, and how he would like to emulate them. And I'm not telling that to fearmonger or scare you. I'm telling you that because it's a thing that needs to be said. And I don't really want to be negative about this. Don't mistake me for being that kind of person. I do have some positive things that I want to say. I believe that Kamala Harris is one of the biggest success stories of the American dream as far as I'm concerned. She's come from the bottom, from immigrant families, working a minimum wage job for many years, and look is where she's at now. She became an attorney, she became a state prosecutor, a state senator, she's now vice president, and she stands an actual shot of being president of the United States if enough people come out to vote for her on Tuesday. I do want to point out another big contrast between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump that's come out over the past few weeks about the people who disagree with them, and that's going to take me back a topic. But Trump has been saying that he thinks that the military should be sent after the people who disagree with him or protest with him or protest him. He's even had protesters tear gassed on one occasion, so it's not too far of a stretch for me to believe that he would not do worse given the chance. Meanwhile, on the other hand, in a lot of her recent speeches, Kamala has said that she welcomes people who disagree with her, and even says that she'll give them a seat at the table. That, to me, says that she's open to discussion on matters, she's open to suggestion, open to a perspective that isn't her own, all to help her do the best job she can for all of us. And that is why I will vote for her and Tim Walz. I want a president who will be a president for all of us. For you, for me, for my Trumper neighbors, and some of my liberal friends. And a lot of people think that equal rights means less rights for you, and it's wrong, and I don't really understand what the problem is for everyone having equal rights, all of us being on the same level. A gay person having the same rights as a straight person, a black person having the same rights as a white person, a woman having the same rights as a man, the right to equal pay, equal privileges, and equal rights to make decisions about their own bodies. That is what's at stake in this election. Your right to have rights at all. And I'm voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz because I trust them to defend your rights as an American citizen. I've said my piece for now. You know where I stand, and I hope you will stand with me and vote blue up and down ballot this Tuesday. Vote in numbers too big for them to argue with, to deny them. Vote in a way that they have no choice but to certify these results. Because that is one of their biggest plans, to not certify the election results and vote in numbers that they just can't possibly deny. But I've said about all as much as I can from now. I hope you'll vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz like I will on Tuesday. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you'll join me in a bright blue future.